Alright you guys, how's it going? So in this video we're going to be changing the diff fluid in my truck. It's never had a diff service, which frightens me, but wishing I'd have done it earlier. But I called the dealership I bought it from, and they said that it was never done. So and like I said in my last video, I'm making a really long drive with Idaho, and I just don't want my diff exploding on me. So I went down to O'Reilly's and I picked up some 80 weight 90 gear oil, and it was 15 bucks for 3 quarts, or 3 quarts, which the diff calls for 2.5 roughly. And then I picked up some Permatex Ultra Black gasket maker for the cover. And just for a little bit of added protection, I've got some leftover heavy-duty oil stabilizer from Lucas to throw in there for just a little bit of added protection. And there's enough in there where it should come out to about 20 or 30% ratio of Lucas to oil, so which is what it calls for. So yeah, so that's what I bought, and then it's pretty self-explanatory. But we're gonna go ahead and hop underneath the truck and take it off. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and I hope you guys can see it, but it's kind of tight in here. You're going to want to go ahead and back off of your drain plug here. You want to make sure that you can get it off before you start undoing all of your bolts on the diff cover. That way you're not, draining out a bunch of oil that you can't put back in. So, and this is just a simple 3/8 extension in here with no socket. Which this thing is in there. Which I'm gonna need a breaker bar to get that off. Hopefully it's gonna come off. So we'll see. I'm gonna go grab a breaker bar for this. Alright, so just like before, I hope you guys can see this, but yeah. There it goes. And so here is our little drain bolt cover, and as you can see, there's a lot of goop on there, which is fine. The magnet's doing its job. So we're just going to screw that back in for now, knowing that we can actually take it off. So now we're going to start taking all of the bolts off of the diff cover. These bolts are, let's see here, 13 mil. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver to pry this open once all the bolts are out, and then you're gonna need some kind of a plastic scraper. You don't want to use a metal like a metal putty knife, because you don't want to scratch your housing or your cover, so because it can leak. So we're gonna go ahead and start loosening these bolts here, and we're going to leave this one loose. That way the entire pan doesn't, or the whole cover doesn't flop off and cover me in gear oil. there she is. There's the inside of the pan, if you guys can see that. I'm just gonna do this. Tip this back and just let that diff drain. But that's the inside. That's my differential right there. If you guys haven't seen one, I'm trying to get you guys in here. But, yep. So basically, the way this thing works is there's actually a I forget the name of it, but there's a gear back there that connects right to your drive shaft, and then that gear ends up turning this gear, which sends power to your rear wheels or your front wheels if you have a front wheel drive car. But the gears themselves look in pretty damn good shape. There's a little bit of wear right there, but other than that, there's nothing visibly wrong with the diff, which is great because I don't really want to change out my diff. So. But yeah, we're just gonna let this thing, you know, kind of do its thing, and from that point, we're gonna just clean up the diff cover or the diff pan, and then put the new gasket on it while we're letting this thing drain. Alright, so this is where your good old friend Mr. Plastic Scraper comes in. Like I said, we're just going to be following this entire thing to get the gasket off.
When summer days fell to autumn nights, the flickering in our hearts was called to rise. Our souls waltzed shaded in the light. Forever was a blink before our eyes. But with the gust, the western wind ripped the earth beneath our skin. Forever feels a lifetime of goodbyes. A pale voice wanders off a distant shore. A single siren shining through the storm. To scale such treacherous heights, your Summer days fell to autumn nights. The flickering in our hearts was called to rise. Our souls waltzed shaded in the light. Forever was a blink before our eyes. That I may rise to scale such treacherous heights. Your echoes guide me in blackest nights.
so the diff is all sealed back up. We've got just enough fluid in there when it was coming out. So plugged it back up, torqued them all down, cleaned it up, and we're good to go. So this stuff takes about 24 hours. The gasket maker takes like 24 hours to fully cure, but it's good to drive within about 4 hours, I think. But I could actually probably just drive it now, but I'm not going to. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this thing chill in here for a few hours and firm up, and we'll you know, if anything happens, I'll make a video out of it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.